Hey, welcome back everybody. Today's the big day. That's right, modular vehicles, motorcycles, pedal bikes should all be on testing staging branch today. That's right, for Rust Console Edition for the Xbox Series and the PlayStation 5. Again, I'm Jade Monkey. Okay, so the breakdown here, testing staging branch is its own separate download. I do get the question quite often, so we're just going to cover that real fast. And essentially that sits out there and cooks for roughly a month, and then things get pushed out. That update gets pushed out to live or regular Rust. So again, this is all for testing staging branch, and this is all for Rust Console Edition, new gen or next gen, whatever it is they're calling it these days. Now, PTB is now available for Xbox. I know they were waiting for PlayStation, so if you don't see it in the store yet, either they're going to do the attribution thing they did with the update, or they're going to make access for everybody. So essentially, this PTB access is for everybody that has Deluxe or Ultimate Edition. And again, if you've got the old version and you convert back over to this version, the new gen, you should have a one-to-one. And if you're on PlayStation, apparently everything's a baseline copy, and then when you sign in, the attributions like give you the upgrade to your Deluxe or Ultimate. I know, very confusing the way they did the release. Just want to make sure everybody's on the same page, because some people are like, hey, I have the baseline edition. I'm like, are you on PlayStation? They're like, yes. I'm like, okay, look to see if you have your DLC stuff and all the other little goodies that came with it. So essentially, I think that problem is going to rear its head again, and they're probably going to have to give access to everybody, or you'll probably have to sign in one time, either on your main or on the testing staging branch, whatever, to kind of get these all kind of rolling. Who knows how they're going to do it? But anyways, if there's confusion there, that's why. So essentially, by the time you're watching this, this should be out. Now, if there is a delay, it should only be a day or two. My guess is if it does happen, it's probably with the attribution thing, because I don't think they want to do it on a staggered release. So anyways, yeah, this one's a big deal. Mobile vehicles really open up the map for everybody. Actually, let's give a little rundown here. We actually have quite a bit in this. This is quite a few updates that came from PC at one time. So we have modular vehicles, the Junkyard Monument. These do go hand in hand. Smoother roads, also all three of these go hand in hand. Dynamic NPC vendor pricing, handcuffs, prisonerhood, motorbikes, and pedal bikes. So the first thing, because we're actually going to go over to the Junkyard and showcase some of this, we're going to talk about dynamic NPC vendor pricing. Let me go ahead and line up here and head to the Junkyard. So yes, not only do we get a bunch of new items with this, we also get a new monument, which is really great. And we only get the new monument, which is crazy, right? Because back in the day, the Junkyard has had a change. Anyways, okay, so NPC pricing. This is a really big deal because if you sell fertilizer, if you buy wood at the outpost, if you do fishing, everything's going to change based off of the supply and demand. So things will go up and down. If you've ever seen like a big group go out there and start compromising the low grade and just buying that up over and over again, well, the more they do that, the price is going to go up. So it's not going to really make sense for them to do it. And over time, so let's say it's the middle of the night for your server, you could actually see really good prices. A lot of people don't necessarily fish and sell for cash. So if that starts to happen, the value of fish goes way up because the demand goes up. So it's actually going to make things pretty interesting for us. That's the way it is over on PC for a while now. So the fact that we're going to have that here, I think, is going to hopefully equalize a lot of the stuff that's been happening over on the servers, or yeah, all the different servers. Anyway, so Junkyard, this is the new monument. This is a big deal because you can do a lot of different amenities here. We do have a recycler, obviously. I think it's got a lot of cover, a lot of different ways to kind of hide and kind of sneak up on people, which I think is great. But more to the point, there's actually an extra secret vehicle that comes with this. It's the magnetic crane. Now, the way PC stands now is this bad boy is tethered to the Junkyard. And what that means is if you go outside the bounds of the Junkyard, you start to take massive damage. That wasn't always the case. Oh my goodness. Man, the bear scared me. I didn't think I was going to charge. That wasn't always the case on PC. As a matter of fact, one of the shorts I have, probably I think the most popular short I do have, has to do with the crane and throwing people over the top. Now, since we have this weird hybrid version, maybe we have the ability to drive this thing off premises. If that's the case, put your boy inside, magnetize, throw it over the wall. You're in. You can do a lot of cool stuff with this. You can pick up people's cars that are driving. So the crane's great. It is a vehicle, and you can magnetize things and throw them into the wood chipper here. And you do get things like metal, high quality even, scrappy doodles, all of that stuff. So yeah, it's a big deal. So you can take somebody's car that's either beat up or locked or whatever, or grab somebody while they're driving and throw them in the wood chipper. This will also wreck them. So you can't survive that unless you're an admin. So yeah, it's a big deal. Lots of cool stuff here to actually pick up. You got a lot of different scrap opportunities, a lot of different like little loot drops, little nodes. And here's the big deal. Because you start off and you don't have access to things like a lift, the lift is very important because you can lock your vehicle using the lift. If I actually pop up here, you can remove somebody's lock doing this, but you can also make your own lock, which means nobody can get inside your car until they do a certain amount of damage to it. Also, if you're inside of the car, oops, I'm in the front. This is kind of a weird configuration. If you ever wanted to lock the car for somebody who's not on your team, you can just hit this button here like a real car and then lock it. So yes, you can put a car together and drive it around at any point as long as you have gasoline and the car parts. But if you want to secure it, you either have to have your own lift, put a lock on it, or come here to the junkyard to lock up the vehicle, which is a big deal. Okay, so to kind of break things down, you know how the lock works. Let me go ahead and find the engine on this thing. I think this is the module that has the driver and the, there it is. Okay, so it's like right here. So each car is going to be slightly different. Can we open this here? There it is. So we have the spark plugs, which is a new part. And again, there's different qualities. You have low, medium, and high. We have valves, we have pistons, we have crankshaft, and we have the carburetor. Now, some of these cars require 2 pistons, 2 spark plugs, so on and so forth. So you can see this is going to take up a bit of inventory. But based off of these different rarity values, you can have different values for top speed, acceleration, so on and so forth. So you're essentially customizing the car, not only in the way you build it, but also the way the engine runs. You can put multiple engines on board. So yes, you can get these bad boys up and running fairly quickly. Now that you know what the new items are, let me show you this. Let me see if I can find a junk pile. So even if you're not interested in cars, and you're like, man, those car parts are too many, I'll throw them on the ground. Here's the thing. You need to be looking out for the car parts in the junk piles, which we've had this junk pile for quite some time, but the little basket's been disabled. But they should all be on now. Let me see if I can find one. I had one earlier. If you find a van or a car like this with the hood open in the front where the engine's at, you'll see a little basket, and there'll be little car parts in there. And each of those car parts, not only can you use to put together a car, but more to the point, each one of the, oh, there you go, here's a basket on this one. This is what it looks like. Each of these have 8 scrap inside. They're very easy to miss. You'll find them everywhere. 8 scrap is legit. That's the type of scrap you will get inside of a green crate. Let's be real. Yes, I know these can be annoying if you're not trying to put together a car, but you can recycle those for metal too. So it's a big deal. So you're probably going to want to be running around with like even a cheap backpack. Know what I'm saying? So if you're trying to get up and running, just get a little bit of low grade and get enough of these different car parts. I would say find all the different variations of them and just keep them in your pocket until you find one, because you can get up and running rather quickly. I would also suggest, oh, here's one right here. What you can do is once you lock your car, you can pretty much just park it in front of your base. I mean, someone can do damage and break into it, but they have to do a significant amount of damage to do so. And if it's parked in front of your base, you'll probably hear them and can take care of it before they actually get inside. So yeah, I think you'll be seeing these cars quite often parked in front of people's bases early on at any stage in the game, which is really great. And that's I think that's the biggest part of this, is because it opens up transportation for everybody from beginning to end game. And you can really use it like with the modular sections and stuff. You can make like a little battle tank. You can make something like this, which is really cool if you got a bunch of the boys on. Literally, this front cabin is made to be stood on. And you can just, this guy can drive around and you're not going to slide off, and you can just be like, brup, 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 and just take shots at people. Yeah, this is basically like an open-ended hoopty, dude. This one, I mean, look at this, dude. This is a party wagon. This is made to just get plugged by bullets. Yeah, like you can do all kinds of stuff. Like even if you're a solo, if you want to go out there and do some like crazy aggressive farming, do an armored piece on the front. Let me see if I can get one of these bad boys. Get an armored piece on the front. Do a camper on the back and do like an engine back here, right? Boom, you got yourself a respawn point and a way to aggressively get nodes out there anywhere. So you can really build these cars to each situation that you're looking to do. And just the fact that you can get these things put together immediately on wipe day or any point in the wipe really, really makes these bad boys like a big deal. So that's the modular vehicles, kind of like a loose rundown. Geez, I'm having a stroke. Now we have the motorbikes, which I think opens up things even further. So essentially, you just need to put gas in these bad boys, and that's it. And you can just start driving around. There's a sidecar variant where somebody can shoot off the back or even off the side. And there's even the pedal bike, so you don't need anything. You can just ride around on a bike. Now, granted, you're probably going to get shot, but it does chew up water and food. But, I mean, with all of these different pieces together, because these were all separate, what are they, not downloads, but updates. Geez, I'm having a stroke today. these are all different updates, and the fact that we got these all together is pretty nuts. Now, some of the things that did come with like the bikes and stuff were the NPC vendor. I think this will be coupled with something else. Let me go ahead and put this over here. Now, this is something to look out for maybe for the quality of life update. This is quite loud, so I just want to make sure that, there we go. He's a traveling vendor. He essentially appears. It is a mobile safe zone, kind of, where if somebody engages you here, this, what is this, the turret on the side, it'll actually wreck you. And it starts to travel around the map, and you have crazy good prices. So maybe it makes an appearance here, maybe it doesn't. It could be quality of life, but be on the lookout for this guy. This thing's crazy, right? Shows up on the map. Oh, there we go. A vendor is now traveling the roads. There you go. You get the notification. It's very tanky. I kind of don't want to hit it because then I'll be a bad guy for all the safe zones. But yeah, you get crazy good prices out of here. Look at that. $100 for a freaking jackhammer. Yes, please. 50, 120. That's crazy. So, I don't know. Dynamic pricing also kind of came along with the NPC vendor as well. So, we'll kind of see, because sometimes they'll add things in. They don't see it being like a big line item for this. But it is. This could all be part of that. So, be on the lookout for the NPC vendor. If you see that little weird notification while you're playing, go, oh, it's time. And just start looking for him. He should show up on the map. So yes, the fact that we have all these different vehicles, we have modular vehicles, we have the maps really opening up. You're going to see even the solos be out there just farming these nodes with these different configurations. You're going to see the bigger groups using these bad boys to raid with. Even just going to the outpost and stuff and just doing like a cash out is really, I think, a lot safer inside of one of those vehicles. So, yes, the game is expanding. The map is opening up for everybody, and I can't wait to get my hands on this. So, hopefully, we'll see you in the next live stream / video. My custom server as well. A lot of things are heating up here, so we'll keep you guys up to date as far as how this thing shakes out for everybody. So, yeah, love you. We'll see you in the next one. Bye!